Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the MORE Listings Mastermind, a real estate podcast where we meet each and every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Power, growth, and momentum. All starts with this week's MORE Listings Mastermind. Why would you want to jump on the MORE Listings Mastermind each week? Well, it's simple. To take more listings in 2026. That's why I ask you, how many listings will you take this year? I didn't say buyers. I didn't say investors. How many listings, how many sellers will you be helping? Our goal each week is to provide proven systems to win more listings, generate multiple offers fast, maximize seller profits, work smarter, not harder, guys. You can join us each Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. You can join us live. No registration required for the folks on this call. Just go to morenowlistings.com at the designated time, and we will let you in and we'll rock and roll. Now, who am I? My name is Robert Weicheld. I'm the host of the MORE Listings Mastermind. I'm absolutely grateful to be here. I've been in the business since 1986. This coming February 14th, yes, Valentine's Day, it will be 40 years in the real estate business. I'm not saying that to brag. Trust me, I'm not. I'm saying that because I've seen a few things and I want to share them with you each week. I've had the privilege of helping thousands of sellers and countless agents achieve success in every type of market, whether it be traditional, foreclosure, or anything in between. As a broker, trainer, mentor, my mission is simple. I want to empower others to grow, win, and lead with purpose. We help agents that want to take more now listings, not future listings. Those are great. We want to take now listings, and it's super important that we know what that means. For example, now business is FSBO, expired, pre-foreclosure. FSBO and expired have their hands up. FSBO, they're begging for help. Expireds, obviously, unless they did it for practice, they need our help. They just didn't price it properly or the strategy was wrong. And the pre-foreclosure market, guys, those folks need our help. Those folks need our help. We need to reach out to them and do the right thing and see what we can do to help them save their home. In the event they cannot save their home, well, then we need to offer them solutions to get the highest and best price so their exit strategy is flawless. Future business, of course, it's your circle of influence. We have the legacy and listings platform that we have with about living trust. But working with future business, when you work with the notice of default and the notice of trust deed sale market, not everybody can keep their home. So what we're doing is we're positioning ourselves to work with the distressed property owners as well as the corporate sellers. If anyone's ever done REO, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So with that said, it's Super Bowl week. I'm super excited. Vince Lombardi has been just a powerful presence for me. Back in 1986, February, I went to University Town Center, the mall, and I went to Successories, and I got the plaque that says the only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. Vince Lombardi. So let that sink in a little bit. Now let's go to the 5 habits that'll help you grow your real estate business starting today. These are the things that we need to practice. We don't just go to the gym one day and we're all of a sudden we're buff in the fit we need to be in. It takes time. The 5 habits that we need to grow in our real estate business starting today are as follows. Lead generation is the number one thing we need to do. We need to have more conversations. We need to block out 90 minutes minimum for focused prospecting. I'm talking door closed, all the distractions away, and focus on it. We're going to go into mindset today. We're going to go how important it is. Remember, I play Imagine Dragons, whatever it takes. That's my get fired up song. So you need to get into focused prospecting, number one. Number 2, we need to track and measure our numbers. What gets measured gets improved. Track and measure numbers. Number 3, we need to set appointments daily. A day without a seller or buyer appointment should be a red flag in your business. Number 4, follow up like a pro. You've heard the term, fortune is in the follow-up. 80% of conversions happen in the follow-up. Very few sellers go, oh, I like what you just said, sign me up. There's a consistent follow-up process, and you need to make sure you handle that. And number 5, role play, study scripts, watch top agent content. You can check out our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of great content you can look at. My quote for this, do something today that your future self will thank you for. Let that sink in. Okay. Now, Couple of tools. I'll touch base on a couple of tools and we'll get ready with our program. Number one, I use My Plus Leads for FSBOs, expired, pre-foreclosures. FSBOs, sellers with their hands up. Expired, usually didn't sell because they didn't price it right. Their strategy was wrong. Be that next seller. 78% of expired relist with another agent, and it's usually pretty quickly, so you don't want to wait too long. And of course, the pre-foreclosure market, we need to make sure we're reaching out to those folks. They need our expertise. They need a trusted advisor. I'm going to drop in the chat a link that you can sign up 14 days for free. Try it out, check it out, make sure you're calling, make sure you're reaching out to these people. Heck, send them smoke signals, but you need to have conversations with folks. One last tool I want to share is the iList USA platform, instant cash offers. Every seller I talk to, FSBO, expired, traditional, they all think they want a cash offer. If you don't have the cash offer to provide them, you may not be remaining in that conversation with that seller very long. And I know Kathy likes that. So I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put My Plus Leads, the iList USA link. Check it out, 14 days. You can literally get a cash offer, and I think it's taken about 3 to 5 seconds. I like that turn time. Now, let's talk about some of the reasons why we're having so much success with our systems that we're doing. 14 days, we had 8,900 views. Go back to your listings and see what kind of success you're having. Because remember, the number one goal is to drive traffic to the websites, drive traffic to your properties, therefore drive traffic to your open houses. In 14 days, 81 views, 789 saves. The 789 saves is indicative of the open house traffic. Kathy's going to recognize this photo. This is an open house that Kathy did. 884 people through the doors. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. We're averaging anywhere between 200 and 500 people to our open houses, depending on the property. Obviously, if it's a studio condo, you're not going to get as much interest as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in the community. Drive traffic to the properties. One last thing I want to say is, are you being efficient and effective with the way you're doing your business? I'll tell you what, Carla and I just finished 2 years on the road traveling the United States in our motorhome. And I can certainly tell you this, if I'm working in San Diego and I'm in Kentucky, that's a long drive to go to a listing appointment. Every single one of my listings are done via Zoom. You can take listings from anywhere. I took 4 listings right there on that picture, right there on that black photo right there. On the beach, taking listings, 4 of them. The only thing you don't see is the corona on the other side of the laptop. My point is, are you efficient and effective, whether it be working with sellers, buyers, investors, or you're growing your team? Are you being efficient with your business? So if you don't feel you're being efficient with your business, I encourage you to reach out to me. Even if you think you are being efficient, oftentimes we're wasting a lot of time on unnecessary things. If you want to drive more traffic to your listings, I encourage you to book a 30-minute strategy session. I want to take a look under the hood. I want to find out what's going on in your business. I meet with agents literally every single week, and we're going through their business and they're taking listings. So with that said, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening. That's the pre-workout. Those are the things you need to do to get to where you want to go. You got to stretch, you got to work out, you got to do the things consistently. If you don't do it consistently, it's just not going to work out. Does that make sense? That said, I'm going to let a few more people in here. We've got some latecomers. Let's let them get in. And let's go to our bonus session. John Allen is in the house. John, where are you, my friend?
What is up, Robert? Thanks for having me as always.
Oh my God, John. We just closed a successful loan in 15 days, but I'll let you brag about that later. Let's dive into the mortgage minute. John, what's going on in the mortgage space?
Well, again, thanks for having me on. As far as this week, everybody, the rates are pretty much flat, not a lot of movement right now. But year over year, we're looking at obviously refis are up. There's some purchase business. I think the real story here is going to be where rates are going, all the predictions for, um, s- you know, movement towards the end of this year, beginning of 2027. How is this impactful for you guys? There's a great number of people whose home currently doesn't meet their needs, but they've been rate locked for since 2020. And every time the rates dip and they're getting closer to in the fives, closer to the fours, that's going to unleash some pent up movement that we just haven't seen on both. Well, think about the two sellers. I mean, think of the listings. This is the time to sharpen the sword for when that happens and people are ready to get off the fence because they can economically re-enter, jump off a one lily pad to the next without the pain that they would have had in the last 4 or 5 years. So that's my focus. I think as a lender, we're looking to sharpen the sword and be really busy. I want to do my continuing education on the front half of this year so I don't have to do it in October because I think I'm going to be really busy.
I love it. John, you're awesome. You're a great
Thanks.
drummer, a great human being. And I'll tell you what, 15 days from start to finish, John got it done. So I encourage you, there's John's QR code. Set up a time. Find out what's going on. Keeping with the football theme, Super Bowl's this Sunday. If your starting quarterback goes down, who's your backup? I encourage you to reach out to John. He can definitely make it happen. He's impressed me, and I think he can impress you too. Thank you so much for your time, brother.
Thank you.
Always. Tim Yates in the house. Tim Yates, where are you, my friend?
I'm right here. I'm actually a little mad at you. You used to say I was your favorite drummer. You would always say, Tim, you're the best drummer that ever lived. And now
you didn't let me finish.
Cheating on me with one of my clients, my fellow drummer. We should have a drum off. That's what we're going to do.
We'll do that next week.
Do it.
We'll do that next week for sure. My second, well, just so we're clear, gentlemen, my son-in-law is my favorite drummer. You guys are a close second, though. So with that said, Tim Yates, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on? We've had some really good success lately with use estate planning to win more listings. Why don't we dive into that a little bit before we get started with our show?
Yeah, no, again, I always appreciate you having me on, Robert. I just got done teaching a class with a lot of our new, team members that are joining the Legacy and Listings Pro system as we delve deep into really what this is and how does it even work. And I just like to tell people first and foremost, the number one purpose behind it is to help agents get more listings, to help build deeper, more meaningful relationships. We're not selling anything. We're not coaching on anything. Giving you systems to add to your tool belt that will make a huge difference in your business. So when we talk about estate planning, we talk about family law, we talk about all the things that tie into our human, the condition of leaving a legacy. We're tapping into all of that and giving these unique tools to help our agents, again, build their business to another level through this process.
You know what? I tell you what, we just shot our first video. We have Legacy and Listings every Tuesday. I'm going to put it in the chat box for you guys while the page is on, just so not to back. We've got some great links for you. So Tim, thank you so much. We're doing some really, really good things. The biggest number that I want to repeat, if you didn't say it already, I've heard it so many times, 9 out of 10 people that you talk to, whether it be at an open house or a networking event or just probably at your kitchen table, do not have a living trust. It's an amazing way to follow up with your database. Be the trusted advisor. I'm telling you what, it's fantastic. Tim, if you can do me a favor, drop in the chat, and I might be able to do it for you too, your Tuesday class that you have. Let's get people to that because it's a super huge power add. So there's the link. You can pull up this link, get more information on that. Tim, thank you so much. Legacy Listings Pro. Thank you very much, my friend.
Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
All right. So here's the this is why I'm here. This is why we are doing what we're doing today. I'm just for a little background. I've been following Tony Robbins since the mid 80s. Walked on fire for the first time in 1992. Did it again in 2022, and it is a game changer. It's not about walking on fire. It's about getting your head in the right space. We talked about prospecting. I can't tell you, prospecting, we get a lot of no's in our business. No. You're the 800th agent to call me. So we're off our game. So we got to remember, get fired up and do the things that we know we need to be doing. Okay. Whether you're calling, texting, emailing, sending smoke signals, doing social media, mailing, whatever it is you're doing to reach out to the folks that are selling their home. Whatever it is you do, you need to do it with enthusiasm. So I've had the great pleasure of meeting Max, helped organize our big, we had about 40, 50 people to this event last time, and it was absolutely mind-blowing. My wife was there, and you should have seen her transform. She was like doing her cheers from like back in high school. I was like, oh, what are you paying that for, dear? My point is, Max is going to share with you Unleash the Power Within and how it relates to the real estate space. I think it's important that we really good notes. Max is going to share his screen. He's going to get fired up. Max, you ready to rock and roll? Where are you, Max? Did you leave us, Max? Where's Max? Let's see. Where's Max going? Max, did you leave? Oh, no. Oh, that's funny. Max is not with us right now. Looks like Max is, looks like he might have been jumped off here. Oh, this is good. Okay, well, good. So we'll not do that. We're basically going to go into what it did for us. Now, who on the call has ever seen Tony Robbins live? Anyone? Kathy, why don't you do me a favor and share your experience why Max is getting logged back in. Max is actually in Portugal right now, so he's going to be coming back on. Kathy, why don't you give us a little bit of background on your experience with Tony Robbins?
I've seen his books. I've read his books. I've watched his videos. The first time that I saw him live was in 2021 at the Build conference, and it was life-changing. You know, you go through life and you have different experiences and you have things that happen to you and all of that. And I remember when you met, you had told me change my pictures on the wall. Am I going to keep looking at the bad things that happened in my life, or if I'm going to, replace the pictures with the good things in my life? And one of the things that hit me during that Tony Robbins event was what he said was change your story. What story are you talking about? What story are you telling yourself? That one really shifted my mindset and changed my path in life.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's the biggest thing. When I first did it, when I first went to Tony, I mean, I went to a lot of breakout session type properties, different events. When I went to the Unleash the Power Within back in '92, I believe, it didn't get over till like 3 a.m. We walked on a 10-foot bed of hot coals a couple of times. The reason why I did it at first is because I saw like a 12-year-old and an 80-year-old getting ready to go, and they busted out doing it. And I'm like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. It was the most powerful thing. And I jumped back in line and did it again. It's the limiting beliefs that we have that are stopping us from taking more listings, for example. Many of us don't want to call for sale by owner because we think we're going to get yelled at. We think we're going to have a bad experience. We're already telling ourselves what the outcome is going to be before we do it. So we need to have a good positive outcome. We need to make sure we have the good positive attitude.
It's funny you say that about for sale by owners. I've been 30 plus years in this business and I still hate calling for sale by owners. They're rude. They don't want to work with you. And you're trying to get somebody to work with you that specifically doesn't want to work with you.
And you know what my change in attitude is? My mindset, my affirmation. FSBOs love hearing from me and they love even working with me even more.
There you go.
So, but if you keep telling yourself they're rude, they're mean, they don't want to work with me, that is how the outcome is going to turn out. I found out a while ago that we need to make sure we need to act as if we need to go in there and say, this seller needs to hear from me. They've been waiting for me to call them. I cannot wait to reach out to them because they've been waiting for me.
Yeah. The best thing to say to yourself is, I am the best realtor for them to work with.
Absolutely. And whatever works for you, you need to do it. But I think that playing up your pump up music, getting fired up, getting that mindset going, I think is super important. And at the end of the day, it's all about getting your right mindset. I'm gonna play a video that Max sent to me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen with you. Anyone else have any experience with Tony Robbins on the call? Jeff, I know you've been there, but you're on the beach. You're probably busy. Who else has experience with Tony Robbins that I'd like to share? John, you haven't been to Tony Robbins before, brother?
No, but I was just thinking about it because we were talking about mindset, and it came to me, and like one of my biggest things I might as well share, right? Which is that I had to approach things with like I have an obligation to reach out to these people because I have solutions. And so I don't think of it as like, oh, I hope they, I hope that, I can sell them a mortgage or whatever, if you will. It's that I owe it to them to reach out to them. We owe it to our friends and family to tell them what we're doing so that we're helping them. We know that we're helping from a genuine place. I'm not trying to get something from them without giving something greater in return. I'm trying to really solve some problems here, and that's an important mindset. This is like the opposite of that commission breath. We want to add something of value. We want to solve a problem. We want to do something that's why we're here. And if we keep that in mind, it's an important shift in mindset, right? That I think people in sales sometimes, can overlook or just think that, oh, I'm asking for something, they're gonna not like me or something. No, no, no. You're adding something very powerful and valuable. That's the way you got to think of it.
Absolutely. I totally believe that. I think the biggest thing is it's just getting in the right mind frame. It's a grind. Real estate's a grind. Let's just be very clear. Right? Real estate can also be a very beautiful business if you do it right. But if you're grinding away, that gets old. So you need to get fired up. If you love helping people, this is certainly the right business for you. Who else? The question I have for this, because the MORE Listings Mastermind is, who on this call prospects on a regular basis? Go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me who prospects on a regular basis. Meaning, you're talking to buyers, you're talking to sellers, you're talking to investors. Who does that on a regular basis, or you just post something and hope that people call? What's your strategy?
I'm now starting to pick up the phone on a regular basis because, if you sell something, then you can circle dial. You can always call expireds. You can always call FSBOs. You can always call your past clients and future, hopefully, clients to keep them as future clients. What I've noticed myself is that expireds and FSBOs are the ones we want to call the worst, the least. But if you mix them in with a couple of people that you have sold properties to in the past, it makes it easier on the day, even if the expireds yell at you. But I noticed no matter what you do, and I've been to a lot of trainers and stuff, no matter what you do, you're still going to pick the phone to make a sale, to keep a relationship or anything like that. So no matter what, use the phone because it's a tool, of the trade.
Amen. I hear you. Jeff, Felix, anything else on that?
No, I do have a question, but that's probably for later when you.
Yeah, we'll do Q&A towards the end. Who else has some experience? Jeff, I know you're unmuting. Who has some experience with prospecting on a consistent basis? Not just, I called a FSBO once, it didn't work. Is that's usually the sign of somebody that's not prospecting the lowest hanging fruit on the seller tree. Who else is having some experience with consistent prospecting? Go ahead and open it up.
Hey, I can say something here, Robert.
Yeah, please.
Just something little there. To me, every day is an opportunity to get to know people better. And I have a thing on my board up here that reminds me of everything. So 2 things. It says 1 sale a day, no matter what. All right. But that means I'm helping 1 family a day, no matter what. Then the other thing too is understanding how to maintain relationships with people. In my office, I look like a day trader. My kids think I'm a gamer or whatever because I have all these screens. But here's the deal: on this side of it, on this screen is a dedicated screen with my databases up 24/7. It's the only screen that stays up 24/7, and it's a reminder, constant reminder for me to talk to people, make phone calls, reach out to them, have conversations about their life. Fortunately for me, what I offer is legacy, and that's something that people understand and I'm not selling them anything. I'm talking to them about their family, their life. But because of that, you can do the same exact thing now. That's part of our system, is gives you a reason to contact people, call people. It's not the same old, hey, it's Tim again, you thinking of buying or selling? Hey, rates are down or rates are up or whatever. It's like, hey, how the family doing? How the kids? Little Timmy now, he's an adult now. Great, all of those things feed directly into this system. So again, to me, it gives you a reason to talk to people without the fear of calling people wondering, why are you calling me? Are you calling just to bug me to get you to buy something? No, I'm calling because I actually care.
Amen. I love it. I think that in any business, it doesn't matter if you're selling real estate. It don't matter. If we don't prospect, we don't eat. That's just how it works. Everybody has a different way of prospecting. I like phones because I'm good on them. I like phones. I like having a conversation. I like to cut out the middleman, the back and forth. I like to get right on the phone and say, hi, let's have a conversation about your home. They only care about one thing, how they're going to sell their home, right? What works for you? What inspires you? If you hate the phone, don't do the phone. Use text. Use smoke signals, like I said. You can do anything you want, but do the things that you're good at. And I think the biggest thing to remember with people when they're prospecting agents, there's more focus on that, is you get the momentum. You make that one call and you don't just stop and go walk around the block, check your messages, make the next call. Like I love Mojo Dialer because it forces you to make those calls. You don't have a chance. You need to get the momentum. You need to stretch. You need to get excited and then bam, go to it. Block out 90 minutes of focused prospecting time to grow your business, whether it be buyers, sellers, investors, or agents, or whatever it is you're selling. Tim's talking about his, it's living trust, reaching out. It's a great tool, by the way. Reaching out to your database instead of just saying, hey, do you want to buy, sell, or invest? I just heard an interesting stat today that 9 in 10 people do not have a living trust. You have a living trust to protect your legacy? That's a great question. And if we can offer them a very reasonable price way to do that, 2 birds, 1 stone. So, Tim, thank you for so much for, you just elevated to my favorite drummer. Who else? Lawrence, I know you've got a lot to say on prospecting and mindset. And what do you want to bring to the table in regards to that?
Before I do that, I think Felix had a question.
Okay, let's go to Felix. Felix, what's your question, my friend?
Oh, okay. Now we're in the Q&A, huh?
No, Q&A is at the end. That's why, but Lawrence wanted to answer your question now. We like Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, sure. So I came upon you guys, I think from iList, and so I've been getting emails from you guys. iList was on, I think, last week or the week before.
They were our guests. They've been our guests multiple times.
Okay, so and you just mentioned them at the beginning here. So the only thing I'm using that right now is with a bunch of emails because I get emails from expireds, FSBOs, and all that. I'm just trying to find a way. I want to use that as one of the tools for lead generation. I'm just trying to find a way that I can use it more. I know there's postcards, but I use that for my newsletter to my past clients. For expireds, I send them a QR code with the email or with the web address. Is there any other way that people are using that, or
you mean iList?
Question for iList.
Yeah, absolutely. iList is it's what I would do personally. Let's get right down to it. I'd call every single for sale by owner in Zillow and have a conversation with them. Are you accepting all cash offer? You can get them one in 3 to 5 minutes, or 3 to 5 seconds.
Nice. Yeah, you're
and
right.
Then guess what? The conversation has started. That seal is cracked. You're coming with value. I have an offer for your property. When can we set up a quick Zoom call to go over it? That's the easiest call you'll ever make in your entire life.
Can I add to that? Can I add to that?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
The other thing you can do on your expireds is if you're using My Plus Leads or anything else like that, you get you their most likely their mobile phone number, their cell phone number. Text them out. Hey, I see your home's no longer on the market. Are you still interested in getting an offer?
Yeah, that
And
makes sense. Because I was thinking, before I would be scared to say, hey, are you still accepting offers on your property? Well, that shouldn't be a problem now with iList.
right, because you
Yeah.
have multiple offers there, and all of that. And a shameless plug, if you want to learn more about cash offers and the strategies, join me on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m.
And not shameless at all. Kathy, can you please put that in the chat box so we can get everybody
Yeah.
onto your call?
Yeah, and Robert, just to answer your question, as far as what I'm doing every single day, literally every day, Felix, just to answer your question, you should get with whoever invited you here. Robert Whitekill has a QR code in the bottom right hand corner, whoever invited you. But
Right
our
here.
coaches, we have a 24 coaches within our group right now that
Okay.
that pretty much provide this throughout the week. Kathy Ryan's one of them. Myself, Jeff Russell. A lot of these people that's on this call provide this type of coaching throughout our week. So
And
guidance
Lawrence,
and all
what does
that
it
stuff
cost?
and coaching
What's it cost for that coaching?
is free 99.
Zero.
Free
That's
99.
my
So
that's my price there.
okay, so and everybody likes that price. A lot of
Yeah.
realtors are tired of being $50 or $4.99, $49.99 to death, right? Or $99 to death. You got free coaching here. So in
All
any
right.
case, Robert, to get back to it and stay on track, Tim Yates has been a great plug on this show in order for me to be able to reach out to my sphere where I get most of my business from. If not 90% of my business has come from sphere of influence or circle of influence, like you call it. I think everyone's business, if you really look at your business, it's all from sphere of influence, circle of influence, whatever you want to call it.
You're
You've
right.
got your business from that. You have not received really much business from cold calling unless you're like a Jeff Russell that's just constantly just beating up the phones constantly all day
The
long,
numbers game. It's the numbers
right?
game, right, Jeff
So
Russell? Yeah.
low hanging fruits.
Hey, so guys, guess what?
Yes.
Max is back and he's ready. And he is so fired up to get going. I don't want to wait another minute. Max, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm out here in Portugal and we've had some really crazy storms lately and my power just blacked out for a little bit there. So
It's
apologize
all
for
good, man. We were
disappearing.
talking all about you while you were gone, so it's okay. Hey,
Yeah,
listen, so
well,
Max, let's do
thanks.
this. Do you have that
Mhm.
link to share? I've made you co-host. If you can go ahead
Yeah.
and share your screen and show us the video, because that video by itself, I recommend that everybody watch it multiple times before you get prospecting. But Max, let's do this. Let's introduce us. Who's Max Powell?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, my name's Max. I live in Lisbon, Portugal, which was a move I made after my investment firm. I mentored under a hedge fund manager who tutored me in equities and option trading, and led to a career that lasted about 8 years in that industry out in Maui, Hawaii. But in about 2019, we had a explosion in the business. After a good explosion, we encountered a very bad explosion, which of course is a complete wipeout of funds, and really transformed the lives of myself, my wife, my two kids, and led us to be in this position where we were questioning what's next. And I'm here from Tony Robbins' team. So leading towards from there to where we are today, I had a friend who had worked with Tony. How many of you know who Tony Robbins is? I imagine a good portion of you, just because the guy's been around for like too long.
Yeah, we were just
A couple
talking
of you.
about who's gone to Tony, what their experiences have been, and we were just
Excellent.
getting started, and then here you are. So let's, yeah, I think there's a lot of
Fantastic.
folks on here that have some experience.
So yeah, when I had lost everything, I'd heard who Tony was. I hadn't been to an event before. didn't think much of him, but I did have a friend who was within the company and extended a hand and let me know, hey, you don't have anything going on now. Sales, as you all know, is a lucrative position to be able to fit in. If you own a business, you know how to own your desk. You can come in and make a big impact. And I almost said no to the opportunity, but I decided to say yes. And the first thing they did when I came onto the company was they gave me a ticket to UPW, Unleash the Power Within. And that was probably one of the most eye-opening experiences that I have had in my life. And if a few of you have been to the event, I think you can likely relate to that experience in really just understanding who Tony is, what he's about. It's not about drinking the Kool-Aid. It's not about rah-rah or just being loud and saying yes in a room with a bunch of people, but it's about truth. It's about humanity. It's about psychology. It's about everything falling in place when you can figure yourself out, when you can figure out your state, right? You can have all the strategy in the world, you can have all the plans, but if you can't figure yourself out, your state, your energy, nothing will fall into place. And through this journey now over the last few years that I've been within the company, it's been a true blessing to be able to be exposed to some of that content. And that's why I'm here today, is to share a little bit about what that is. And if anybody's interested in joining our Unleash the Power Within event, I think it would be highly advantageous, not just from my own perspective of telling you this is going to change your life, but I think from the peers that go ask 5 people. I'm sure you'll find somebody who will likely echo this statement that Tony Robbins has changed their life in a significant way, and especially when it comes to a high volume, a high impact role as yourselves, being in the real estate market where energy is everything. You are go, 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 go constantly. If your energy drops, it's felt by your clients, it's felt in your day, it's felt by your families. And that impact can just really be the determiner between success and failure. But with that, I do want to share something.
Yeah, share that video, my friend. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Here we go.
And I'm going to put it in the chat box so everybody can literally watch this 5 million more times.
Perfect. It's a good one for sure. All right, everybody see that? It's a little bit dark right now.
There it is.
Go ahead and let me know if you hear the audio as well, because that'll be, of course, important.
No audio.
Oh. There we go, guys. It's the Portugal power. It's getting hit.
Here, want me to play it? I can play it.
Share it? Yeah, you play it.
Yeah,
We've got some
no problem. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to take that out of view. I'm going to go here. I'm going to share it. I'm going to play it. Oh my. Just all kinds of technical difficulties today. Give me 1 second, Pete. Let's get rid of that. And it didn't download for me. Yeah, it's not downloading for me either. So that's okay. Tell us a little bit about UPW. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you go through, some of the breakthroughs that you've heard from different folks, because we're not trying to sell anything. We just want to make sure that we're doing all the internal work that we need to do to make sure that everything we're doing externally is making it happen. So Max, dive in a little bit and share some of the experiences folks have had.
Big time. I think one of the ones I like to reflect on the most is I work with a lot of groups. One of the biggest groups that I have is a group of 500 physicians who started out, there was just, I think, one of the main group leaders who was super passionate about UPW and was really well connected in the physician space. And these aren't just physicians, these are physicians who are looking to get out of being physicians to be, realtors, as well as investment property owners in the short-term rental market. So they have a really, really big online community. And I had the pleasure of being introduced to one of these people who was highly connected. And we built a group. This was 3 years ago. And I got to connect with every one of those people, 500 of them. And almost every single conversation I had was the same place I was in, which is, who is Tony? Like, what is this? I don't know if I need this. My life is pretty good right now. But the beautiful thing about this is I also got to speak to those people a year later, and then 2 years later, and then 3 years later, and the impacts and changes that they have had. Calling one of my close clients, Christina, and getting her voicemail after UPW, and she had been complaining about her in just good reason, her insane schedule, being an ER nurse and never being around her family and her husband and always being on call. And I called her phone after the event about a week later or so, and I get her voicemail, and the voicemail says, "Hey, this is Christina. I will be out of the office for the next 6 months. You can reach out to my assistant and they will book you, well in advance." And she had essentially quit her job. She made that decision after going to UPW. She quit being a physician. She started investing full time in real estate, and she today is now a coach for real estate investment. And that all happened after going to UPW. And I got the pleasure of, again, 6 months lead up to the event, hearing her, talking to her, hearing these stories, hearing about the challenges she had with her family. And many, many other examples of, another one of the individuals in this group, and I'm in their WhatsApp channel, so I get to spy on all their communications in there. But the guy was very overweight, was dealing with health problems, low energy, things like this. And about a few months after UPW, again, I don't know exactly how many, maybe 4 to 6, again, he had lost about 60 pounds. He lost all of his weight. And I just spoke with him the other day, and he's got a 6-pack. He looks fantastic. He looks like a totally different person. And that happened from UPW, all from going to that one event, because it's in those moments of indecision when you say, yes, I'm going to go and do something, that your destiny can truly change. You can make those big monumental decisions to say, I'm going to step into the river. And when I step out, I'm not going to be the same person. And that is the impact that Tony has. And it's a little bit of it's a weird thing. He's a little bit of a magician, to be honest. But again, if any of you have been, Robert, I know you have been to the event before. But to put it into perspective of what Tony does is a very challenging task, because he is someone who has been in this space for, again, for over 4 decades. He's someone who has a full understanding of human psychology. And every second of that event is based on the psychology of the human brain. From the sound that's in there in that room to the temperature, every single moment. And that is the, part of the buildup of how powerful he is, and the reason why you can go through one of these things and quit your job right afterward. Or you can go through one of these things and stop eating hamburgers and lose 60 pounds in the next few months because you go keto and you just drop it all off, and your whole life changes. And it's all part of that magic. It's part of understanding who you are, understanding the obvious things that are keeping you from succeeding in life, because a lot of the times they are obvious things. But a lot of the times you also need a kick in the ass and a little bit of a wake-up call, a little bit of tough love to push you through that, and an experience to really facilitate and foster it. And that's what UPW is an experience.
Max, it kind of reminds me of the old term, you've got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is
for sure
the definition of real estate, guys. I can tell you my experience with UPW, Unleash the Power Within, it's a game changer. My wife and I went last time. My wife, my daughter, my son-in-law, our son, our whole family will be going in November. It's in Palm Beach. Tell us a little bit about enthusiasm when you walk into that room, Max. You walk into the room. Tell me about that feeling you have. Like, people, let's talk about the folks that have never been to Tony Robbins. And the reason why I say never been to Tony Robbins, because there's a lot of people that have never been there in real estate. And real estate, in my opinion, it's connected things that Tony teaches. So it's like you're not going to be successful unless you're doing the things that Tony teaches. So give us an experience of somebody that say, oh my God, this is the first time I've ever been here. What are some of the conversations you've had with new people when they first get started?
Yeah, my favorite is when you have one person who's like on board and they're like, cool, I've been wanting to do this forever. And then you have the spouse who's like, No, like this is madness. This is crazy. And this happens like literally, I have so many conversations like this. One of the spouses go, they have an amazing time. They come back. The husband or the wife is like, I can't even relate to you. But then they end up talking them into it. And the next year they go, and I get to have that conversation. And they're the people who walk in there, and it is, I hate to use the example of like a rock concert, but it does have that energy of like a festival. It does have the energy of liveliness, of crisp air, of energy,
Hold
and a
on.
lot of that
Candace.
is
Is Candace here?
What's that?
Oh, sorry. Never.
Okay, so go ahead next.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
He's getting fired up. He wants in.
Yeah. No, you're going to be on these events again, just to put it into context, they are quite long. Like you show up at 9, 10 in the morning and they go until midnight. It's all day. Sometimes
Candace.
Tony will go till 3 in the morning.
Candace, I have a question.
He's going for it again.
Can this dick fit in your mouth?
Oh my God, this is funny.
Let's see.
Hold on a second. Let me get rid of these jackasses.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's how it works. That's all good. Go ahead. Let's continue.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, it's they're long events, and a lot of that, again, why I said I don't like really comparing it to a rock concert, but it is appropriate because due to the length of these things, you're on your feet, you're moving around, and a lot of that is, again, when you put action, you put movement into things you're learning, it sticks with you more. It becomes part of your body, part of the the memory there. So yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. So there's a lot of folks. I'm sure you have that one or two attendees that you've talked to that have been like every single time, like Larry. I go to every single event I can. When you say rock concert, that's not even close to it's way bigger than that. I literally am looking around, seeing 10,000 people jump up at the same time. Tony's up there getting excited. I mean, it's just we need that in our diet, man. I mean, I tell you, it's super important. I couldn't talk enough about it. Let's do this. Let's dive into what do we want to say to the agents that are thinking of maybe looking into going to this event. What do we want to say to the agents that maybe never have been to Tony? What would not convince, but connect with them about maybe looking into this?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think if you go out and you ask 5 people that do you know who Tony Robbins is? Talk to someone you trust. I mean, Robert, you might be that person. You don't have to take it from me. And you will hear echoed over and over again the impact that this man has had in their life. And again, I can tell story after story because that's just in the position I'm in where I get to speak with people who've been through that impact. But if there is something in your life that needs to move forward, and certainly there is, you're only human, whether that's your business or your family or your health, whatever it may be, then I don't think on this planet there is a better experience, a better person to be able to, I don't want to say coach you through that, but really bring it out, break through the things that are holding you back. And it shows up in every area of your life. So yeah, again,
I like what you just said, Max. Breakthrough. That's key. I think a lot of us agents, maybe we're not doing as much business as we'd like. But if we really look back, maybe we need to look at what we're doing that is not helping us get where we need to go. We need to start doing the things we need to do, like prospecting, like having conversations. Getting in the right mindset is half the battle. What is something we'd want to tell the agents? These are mostly real estate agents on this call. What do we want to tell the agent before they go prospecting? What are some powerful suggestions, whether it be do your move or get excited? Give us a little tip. What do we want to tell the agent that maybe is having a little trouble getting to where they need to go?
Exactly. I mean, it's all about how you're waking up in the morning. It's all about your state. I mean, are your shoulders slumped? Are you low energy? Because that's all stuff that comes off. And it's something that Tony does too, just like you said, Robert. It's like make your move. You just yes, you make your move and it can shake you out of things. You can make those habits as well, just in your day-to-day life. Play some type of music or something that you're used to, something that can trigger you into that mood, and build a habit on it, and do that action with your body. And then when you're going to those showings, or when you're going to that when you're waking up in the morning, for example, just to get off on the right foot, do that, listen to that, and it will trigger those things inside of you, and bring that same type of feeling out. Just like when you think of a memory and you get goosebumps about it, or you smile, it's that same thing, is programming your brain to relate sound and emotion all in one place to bring yourself out of a state that you're living in. Because again, that's the main thing is, it's our state determines our everything in our life.
I love it. Love it. I'm telling you what, I'm excited. I could literally be here all day, but we're at the top of the hour. We're just wrapping it up. What I'd like to do is Max, I want to ask you really one kind of closing remark. Then we'll go to Q&A, and then we'll wrap this call up so everybody can go prospect. So Max, to you, what's our closing remarks that we'd like to say to not only agents that are in the VIP room here, but the agents that are going to listen to this later on our YouTube channel or our Spotify podcast? What's the message we'd like to share with the agents that are listening to this today?
Yeah, big time. I mean, and I don't know if this is exactly what you are looking for, but I think it's a really important fact that needs to be put out there, is that Tony won't be doing this forever. And this is truly, I mean, for the opportunity to have that, this could be something that could truly impact your life in a totally transformational way. Whether you're that physician who I mentioned earlier, who decided enough is enough, and I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go full time in short-term rentals, and I am going to get my time back with my family, and I'm going to leave that on my voicemail. Or you're that other gentleman who lost 60 pounds. Like these are pivotal moments in your life. And unfortunately, the legend himself won't be here with us forever, giving us this value, giving us this experience. And if you have the opportunity to go, if you have the opportunity to step out and just say, I'm going to book this on my calendar and I'm going to go and do it, and let's see what happens. Amen. You have nothing to lose, and there's so much to gain. And I honestly, I've never spoken to a person out of the 4 or 5 years I've been with Tony, and the thousands of people who I've sent to unleash the power within, and I continue to have relationships with well afterward. I have never had someone unhappy going to that event. So yeah, honestly, just do yourself. We're all here. We're all human, and we're all in the same positions of life is tough. Life is tough. We can get down. So why not fill yourself up with energy and let that rub off in every other area of your life, especially in your business.
Amen, brother. Man, I tell you, this has been powerful. I really so much appreciate it. What we did is we worked through some weather, some technology issues, and we still kept fighting. We had a great conversation. Max, you are awesome. Make sure I remind you to put the information so they can get more information from you about coming to this event. Check it out. There's no pressure. If you want to go, we got a huge group going. And I'm telling you what, when you go as a huge group, we went to West Palm Beach. We rented a really nice Airbnb. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 couples in one house, 4 couples in another, and it was so much fun. We cooked and hung out. We just did so many great things. It was the best team building that I think I can ever think of and ever. So it's certainly powerful. Lawrence is talking about make it public. Are you referring to the link you just put in there, Lawrence?
Oh, is it not public? Thank you,
Yeah,
Lawrence.
it's not public. You need to ask.
You're the man.
Get access for it. And then question for you, Max, for the people that has never been or that have been to type events like this, that they feel it may be a rah-rah situation. Tell us what really stands out opposed to all these other public speakers that's out there right now. What makes Tony Robbins stand out?
Yeah, and it's again, it's a difficult question to answer, just because Tony is so unique. I don't think there's anybody in this world who is like him and has had the the reputation that he has had consistently over I mean, over 4 decades. And I think a lot of that is Tony is someone who has rubbed shoulders with, coached, been part of the inner circles of some of the most influential people in the world. I mean, the guy has 116 businesses, and I think he's generated over $12 billion in revenue just this last year. This is someone who is incredible at what he does, and a lot of that he donates. I think he's feeding 10 billion people, just about more than the United Nations. Actually, Tony Robbins is feeding more people than the United Nations. You can look it up; it's nearly as much. But I mean, I'm saying this because Tony is not a normal person. Like he's not a normal person. And everything he does is based on science, is based on psychology, is based on human emotion and what triggers people to move. And again, I think all of that goes into the experience. So
I love it.
Great. No one can really touch on that. I try the link again. Let me know if it's still not public. And I do want to mention on the website, so our group, Robert's group, we have a number of other realtors who are joining as well. Everyone will be sitting in the VIP section, and on the website, the main website, TonyRobbins.com. I think it's at $17.95 right now per person, but with our group discount, it's down to $7.95. So it's $1,000 off on seating, and we should have that for a couple of months here as well. So
Max is working too. Thanks, man.
Cool. So check the link. It's in the chat box. Yeah. Thank you, Max. Thank you for doing that. And let's bring it up to the coaches real quick. Any coaches on the call that have a question for Max or a message for the guests that are listening before we take off?
I'm all good. Great stuff, man.
Jeff, thank you so much, brother. Keep prospecting. I appreciate you. We have over 20 coaches at your disposal, whether it be REO and luxury, whether it be circle of influence, social media, FSBO's expired, you name it, we have a coach for it. So Kathy Ryan, thank you for being on. Lawrence King, Jeff Russell, all of our coaches, Tim Yates, John Allen. I'm telling you, everybody that's on this call, we appreciate you. We applaud you for being here, and we appreciate you being on. With that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I certainly want to thank everybody for coming on. I'm going to share my screen one last moment for just a little bit of housekeeping. Remember, next episode, next Wednesday, February 11th, Jeff, I'll probably be calling you to help me with this because you are an REO king, successfully selling HUD homes and REO homes. So we're going to be talking about the default space, those numbers are climbing. We do not want anyone to lose their home, but guys, there's a lot of folks out there that need our assistance. So we need to make sure we tune in next Wednesday, February 11th, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. You can go to morenowlistings.com. And guys, I tell you what, if you want to take more listings and maximize your success in 2026, I encourage you, schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. If you have any questions about what you heard today, Max, thank you so much for being so awesome. If you want to hear more information about what we talked about with Tony Robbins, about any of our coaches, you want to grow your business, I encourage you to schedule a time and reach out to me. So with that said, this is Robert Weichelt for another episode of the MORE Listings Mastermind. And guys, you know what I always like to say? We'll see you in escrow.